Perhaps tonight feels a little heavier than usual. Maybe you spent the day doing what you have done for so many years. Smiling, keeping busy, answering questions with, "I'm doing fine. I'm okay. I'm managing," and perhaps, for a while, those words even felt true, but now the day is over. The house is quiet, the distractions have faded, and the thoughts you managed to keep at a distance begin to return. Thoughts about your health, thoughts about the future, thoughts about finances, thoughts about growing older, thoughts about people you miss deeply, people whose voices once filled these rooms, people who once sat beside you, people you still wish you could speak with one more time. Maybe tonight you find yourself wondering, how many difficult seasons can one heart endure? How many changes can one person adapt to? How many years can someone continue carrying responsibilities, worries, and unanswered questions? And perhaps there is another question resting quietly beneath them all. Will I truly be okay? Will God carry me through this season too? If these questions have visited your heart tonight, I want you to know something, gently. You are not weak for feeling this way. You are not failing because you are tired. You are simply human, and you have carried much. You have lived through seasons of joy, seasons of sacrifice, seasons of loss, seasons you never imagined you would have to face. You have watched life change. You have watched people leave. You have watched time move faster than you expect, and sometimes, especially at night, your heart feels more vulnerable than it used to. But tonight, you do not have to carry this season alone. God is still holding you. He has not forgotten your name. He has not overlooked your prayers. He has not stepped away because life became difficult. He is still near, still faithful, still watching over you. Take a slow breath, and another. Let your shoulders relax. You do not need to solve tomorrow tonight. You do not need to have every answer. You do not need to know what the years ahead will bring. God already knows, and He is already there. He has carried you through every season behind you, and He will carry you through this season too. So stay with me tonight. Allow yourself to rest here for a little while, because before this prayer comes to an end, your heart will feel lighter, your breathing will become slower, your fears will become quieter, and you will remember something anxiety often tries to make us forget. You are safe, you are loved, you are seen, and even in this difficult season, God's hands have never let go of yours. Tonight is for peace. Tonight is for healing. Tonight is for rest. And tonight, you are not alone. There is something tender about knowing that you do not have to explain your pain to God. He already understands. He understands the quiet sigh that escapes your lips when no one else is around. He understands the moments when you sit alone and wonder how life changed so quickly. He understands the weariness that comes from carrying responsibilities for so many years. The responsibilities of providing, of caring, of supporting others, of being dependable, of staying strong even when your own heart needed comfort. And now, perhaps you find yourself in a season you never expected, a season where your body asks for more rest, a season where doctor appointments appear more often than they once did, a season where financial decisions seem heavier, a season where some relationships feel more distant, a season where memories seem closer than ever before. God understands all of it. He understands the uncertainty that comes with aging. He understands the concern that rises when you notice changes in your strength. He understands the fear of becoming dependent, the fear of losing independence, the fear of wondering who will care for you one day. God understands the nights spent staring at the ceiling, the nights when sleep feels far away, the nights when your mind quietly whispers questions you wish you could silence. Will everything be okay? Will I have enough? Will I have the strength I need? Will I walk through these years alone? And perhaps there are tears that no one has ever seen. Tears held back because you did not want to worry anyone. Tears hidden behind smiles. Tears shed in the privacy of your room. God sees every hidden tear. God understands what nobody else sees. He knows the sadness you carry, the disappointments, the losses, the prayers that seemed unanswered, the hopes that changed shape over time, and even now, He remains close. The scriptures remind us of this beautiful promise found in Isaiah. Even to your old age and gray hairs, I am He. I am He who will sustain you. I have made you, and I will carry you. What a comforting promise. Not only that God sees you, not only that God loves you, but that God carries you through every season, through every transition, through every uncertainty, through every difficult night. And when your heart feels broken, the Lord remains near. As Psalm 34 tells us, He is close to the brokenhearted, close enough to hear your whispered prayers, close enough to comfort your fears, close enough to sit beside you in the silence. Tonight is not about pretending that everything is okay. Tonight is about allowing God to meet you exactly where you are. Tired, concerned, perhaps grieving, perhaps uncertain, perhaps simply longing to feel safe again. Take a slow breath and let it out gently. You do not have to hide your worries tonight. You do not have to carry them by yourself. God has not forgotten you. God has not abandoned you. Even in this difficult season, He remains faithful. He remains your strength. He remains your shelter, and He remains beside you tonight. You are safe. You are loved. You are held in His care. There are burdens that many hearts carry quietly, burdens that are rarely spoken aloud, concerns that stay hidden behind polite conversations. Familiar routine and gentle smiles. Perhaps you know what it feels like to carry those unseen weights, to go through an entire day appearing strong, while inside your heart feels tired. Perhaps there are fears that visit you night after night. The fear of becoming a burden, the fear of losing your independence, the fear of no longer being able to do the things that once felt effortless. Maybe you wonder what the years ahead will look like. Maybe you think about retirement and ask yourself if what you have saved will truly be enough. Maybe unexpected expenses have created uncertainty. Maybe rising costs have caused concern. And perhaps there are moments when you quietly ask, will I really be okay? Will I have what I need? Will God continue providing for me in the years ahead? These are not small worries. These are deeply human worries, and you do not have to feel ashamed for carrying them. Perhaps there is another burden resting quietly inside your heart, the fear of losing purpose after spending decades caring for others, building a family, working hard, serving faithfully, and showing up for everyone around you. Life can suddenly feel different. The routines change, the pace slows, and sometimes you begin to wonder where you fit within this new season. You may miss the busyness you once had. You may miss feeling needed. You may miss who you used to be. And perhaps there is grief for people you love deeply. A husband, a wife, a parent, a dear friend, someone whose absence still feels impossible to fully understand. There may be empty chairs in your home, empty places at the table, memories attached to rooms, songs, holidays, and ordinary moments. Things that once brought joy can sometimes bring tears. God understands that too. He understands the ache of remembering. He understands the pain of missing what once was. He understands regret. He understands disappointment. He understands questions that seem to have no answers. And tonight, He is not asking you to pretend that these burdens do not exist. He is simply inviting you to stop carrying them alone. What burden have you been carrying for months? What fear returns every night? What worry steals your peace when everything becomes quiet? Whatever it is, God already knows. And the beautiful truth is this: the God who was faithful decades ago remains faithful tonight. The God who guided you through earlier seasons is still guiding you now. The God who sustained you through losses, changes, and uncertainties will continue sustaining you tomorrow. Take a slow breath and imagine, just for a moment, placing every burden into His hands. Onebiwan, without rushing, without guilt, without shame, just releasing them, because you do not have to carry everything anymore. You have carried enough. You have worried enough. You have done enough for today. Tonight is not for striving. Tonight is for surrender. Tonight is for healing. Tonight is for peace. And tonight, you are still being held securely in the hands of a faithful God. As your breathing becomes a little slower, and your heart begins to feel a little less burdened, perhaps this is a beautiful moment to remember the promises God has spoken over your life. Promises that were never meant only for younger years. Promises that were written for seasons exactly like this, for weary hearts, for aging hearts, for souls carrying uncertainty, for people who have lived long enough to know that life can be beautiful and painful at the same time. Tonight, God's promises still belong to you. They have not expired. They have not faded with time. They remain as faithful and steady as the one who spoke them. Psalm 121 gently reminds us, "The Lord watches over you." What comforting words for a restless night. God watches over you, not occasionally, not only during easy seasons, not only when your faith feels strong. He watches over you continually. He never grows weary. He never becomes distracted. He never falls asleep. While you rest, He remains awake while your eyes close. His eyes remain upon you while your mind longs for peace. His presence remains constant. You are not unprotected tonight. You are being watched over by a loving Father. And Psalm 23 speaks softly to anxious hearts. "The Lord is my shepherd." A shepherd guides. A shepherd protects. A shepherd stays close. A shepherd does not abandon the sheep simply because the path becomes difficult. And perhaps this season has felt difficult. Perhaps it has felt unfamiliar. Perhaps you have wondered where God is leading you. But the shepherd still walks beside you. You are guided. You are protected. You are not abandoned. Jesus also offers an invitation that feels especially precious tonight. "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Not more pressure, not more expectation, not more striving. Rest, deep rest, holy rest. Rest for hearts that have been carrying too much for too long. And perhaps tonight you need permission to receive that rest, to stop feeling as though you must hold everything together, to stop believing that everything depends upon your strength. God is inviting you to lay your burdens down, to breathe, to trust, to rest. Joshua 1:9 gently whispers, "Do not be afraid, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." Wherever you go, into new seasons, into uncertain days, into doctor appointments, into financial concerns, into lonely moments, into years you have not yet lived, God is already there. And perhaps one of the most comforting promises of all comes from Romans chapter 8. Nothing can separate you from the love of God. Not aging, not loss, not grief, not disappointment, not sleepless nights, not fear about tomorrow, nothing. His love remains steady, unchanging, faithful. These promises are not simply words written long ago. They are living comfort for tonight, promises for weary souls, promises for difficult seasons, promises for hearts that need reassurance, promises for you. Take a slow breath. Allow these truths to settle gently within you. You are watched over. You are guided. You are protected. You are deeply loved. And even in this difficult season, God is still holding you. He has carried you this far, and He will continue carrying you tomorrow. You are safe. You are loved. You are held in His care. Lord, tonight I come before you with an honest heart, not pretending to be stronger than I feel, not pretending that I have all the answers, not pretending that fear has never touched my life. I come to you carrying concerns that have become heavy, thoughts that seem to return every evening, questions that continue circling through my mind, concerns about tomorrow, concerns about finances, concerns about my health, concerns about people I love, concerns about years I cannot yet see. Lord, sometimes my mind feels overwhelmed. I try to plan. I try to prepare. I try to anticipate every possibility. I tell myself that if I think about things enough, perhaps I can prevent pain. Perhaps I can protect myself from uncertainty. But tonight, I realize how tired I have become. Tired from worrying. Tired from trying to control what I cannot control. Tired from carrying burdens that were never meant to rest upon my shoulders. And so tonight, Lord, I place them into your hands. I place my future into your hands. I place my fears into your hands. I place my finances into your hands. I place my family into your hands. I place my health into your hands. I place every unanswered question into your hands, because I do not have to carry what God is carrying for me. I do not have to carry what God is carrying for me. I do not have to carry what God is carrying for me. Lord, Teach my heart to believe that. Teach me to trust you again. Teach me to remember that you already stand in tomorrow. You already know what I cannot see. You already understand what is ahead. Nothing surprises you. Nothing catches you unprepared. Nothing is beyond your care. And because you are already there, I can rest here in this moment, here in this quiet room, here in this sacred space where I no longer need to hold everything together, calm my anxious thoughts, quiet the conversations happening inside my mind, slow the worries that race from one concern to another, ease the tension I have been carrying in my body, relax my shoulders, relax my breathing, relax the places inside me that have been expecting bad news. Fill those places with your peace. Not the kind of peace that depends upon circumstances, but the kind of peace that comes from knowing I am held securely in your care. Lord, remind me tonight that I have done enough. I have worried enough. I have planned enough. I have carried enough. And now it is time to rest. Time to let tomorrow remain in your hands. Time to trust that you will provide what I need when I need it. Time to believe that your faithfulness has not changed. You carried me through seasons I never thought I could survive. You strengthened me when I felt weak. You provided when I thought there would not be enough. You comforted me when grief felt overwhelming, and you will continue carrying me now. Take a slow breath, and another. Let your shoulders relax. You do not have to carry what God is carrying for you. Tonight is for surrender. Tonight is for healing. Tonight is for peace. You are safe. You are loved. And God is still holding you through this difficult season. Lord, there are moments when loneliness feels deeper than words can describe, especially at night, when the day has ended, when the errands are finished, when the television is turned off, when the phone remains silent, and the house settles into stillness. Sometimes that quiet can feel peaceful, but sometimes it feels heavy. Sometimes it reminds us of what has changed, of people who are no longer here, of seasons that have passed, of conversations we still wish we could have. Perhaps there was a time when these rooms felt different, filled with laughter, filled with footsteps, filled with familiar voices. Perhaps someone once sat beside you every evening, someone who knew your routines, someone who understood your heart without needing explanations, someone whose absence still leaves an ache that words cannot fully express. And even years later, certain memories can still bring tears. A photograph, a favorite meal, a holiday tradition, a song playing unexpectedly, and suddenly your heart remembers. It remembers love. It remembers companionship. It remembers what once was. Lord, you understand that kind of loneliness. You understand the pain of missing someone deeply loved. You understand empty chairs, empty spaces, empty routines. You understand what it feels like when life changes in ways we never anticipated. And perhaps there is another loneliness too. The loneliness of feeling overlooked, feeling less needed, feeling forgotten, watching children grow busy with their own lives, waiting for calls that do not always come, wondering if anyone truly notices what your heart carries. But Lord, tonight remind me that even when people change, you remain, even when life changes. You remain, even when strength fades. You remain, even when seasons shift. You remain. You have never abandoned me. You have never turned away from me. You have never stopped seeing me. You know my name. You know my story. You know every chapter of my life. The joyful chapters, the difficult chapters, the chapters marked by celebration, the chapters marked by grief, and you have been present in every one of them. Lord, fill these quiet spaces with your presence. Fill every room with your peace. Sit beside me tonight. Remain near me tonight. Help me feel that I am not forgotten, that I am still cherished, still valuable, still deeply loved. Because my worth does not depend upon how many people call. My worth does not depend upon how busy my days are. My worth does not depend upon what I can accomplish. My worth comes from being yours. And your love does not diminish with age. Your love does not weaken through difficult seasons. Your love remains faithful, steady, tender, unchanging. Take a slow breath and let it out gently. You are not alone tonight. God sees every hidden tear. God understands what nobody else sees. He is near tonight, closer than fear, closer than sorrow, closer than loneliness. And even in this season, even in this quiet night, His presence surrounds you. You are accompanied, you are embraced, you are spiritually seen, you are held securely in His hands. And through every season of life, God remains. You are safe, you are loved, and God is still holding you through this difficult season. Lord, tonight I bring before you every place within me that needs healing, not only the places that ache physically, but the places within my heart that have grown tired, the places touched by disappointment, the places shaped by grief, the places where fear has quietly taken root. You know every wound I carry, the visible ones and the invisible ones, the ones I have spoken about and the ones I have hidden deep inside because I did not know how to explain them. Lord, heal my anxious thoughts. Heal the constant need to anticipate what might happen. Heal the fears that awaken me in the middle of the night. Heal the worries that convince me I must always remain strong. Heal the part of me that struggles to rest. Heal the part of me that feels responsible for everything. Heal the part of me that still believes I must carry every burden by myself. Lord, heal my tired body. You know every ache, every weakness, every diagnosis, every appointment, every concern I have whispered only to you. You know the moments when I have looked at my reflection and realized that time continues moving forward, and sometimes that realization feels unsettling. Sometimes it feels frightening. Sometimes it reminds me that I cannot do everything I once could. Yet even in these changing seasons, your love remains unchanged. Your care remains constant. Your compassion never fades. Lord, heal my grieving heart. Heal the places where loss still lingers. Heal the memories that still bring tears. Heal the disappointments I never fully understood. Heal the prayers that seemed unanswered. Heal the regrets I continue revisiting. Heal the questions I still carry. Restore hope where discouragement has settled. Restore joy where sadness has remained. Restore peace where fear has made a home. Restore confidence that you are still at work in my life. Even now, even tonight, even in this difficult season, your word reminds us in Jeremiah, I will restore health to you and heal your wounds. What a beautiful promise. Not that life will suddenly become easy, not that every struggle disappears overnight, but that you are a God who restores, a God who renews, a God who brings comfort into weary places. Healing is not always instant. Sometimes healing happens slowly, like dawn arriving after a long night, like light gently filling a dark room, like peace quietly replacing fear. And perhaps that is what you are doing tonight. Perhaps you are healing places I cannot yet see. Perhaps you are restoring strength I thought I had lost. Perhaps you are renewing hope that has grown weary. Perhaps you are reminding me that I am still deeply loved, still protected, still guided, still held securely in your hands. Take a slow breath. Allow your heart to soften. Allow yourself to receive comfort. You do not have to force healing. You do not have to earn healing. You only have to rest in the presence of the one who loves you completely. God is near tonight. God understands what nobody else sees. God sees every hidden tear, and even in this difficult season, His presence is immediate. His love is immediate. His comfort is immediate. You are safe. You are cherished. You are being restored, and God is still holding you through this difficult season. And perhaps now, after carrying so much for so long, this can become a holy moment of surrender. Not surrender born from giving up, but surrender born from trust. Trusting that God is able to carry what has become too heavy for your heart. Trusting that His hands are stronger than your fears. Trusting that His love is greater than your uncertainty. For many years, you have carried responsibilities faithfully. You have shown up when others depended on you. You have made sacrifices. You have endured difficult seasons. You have adapted to changes you never expected. You have walked through grief, through disappointment, through unanswered questions, through seasons that stretched your strength. And perhaps tonight your soul is simply tired. Tired from trying to stay ahead of every problem. Tired from worrying about what may happen. Tired from carrying concerns that seem to grow larger in the quiet hours of the night. But tonight, God gently invites you to release them. Onebiwan, slowly, tenderly, without fear, without shame, without feeling that you must continue holding everything together. Release your fears. Release the fear of growing older. Release the fear of becoming dependent. Release the fear of losing control. Release the fear of what tomorrow might bring. Place those fears into God's hands. Release your plans. The plans that did not unfold as expected. The dreams that changed. The future you imagined would look different. Give those plans to Him. Release your uncertainty. The questions that remain unanswered. The concerns that revisit your thoughts every evening. The things you wish you understood. Release them. Release your children. Your hopes for them. Your worries about them. The conversations you wish would happen. The relationships you continue praying over. Place them lovingly into God's care. Release your finances. The concerns about having enough. The pressure you feel. The uncertainty about future needs. Trust that the God who has sustained you until now will continue sustaining you tomorrow. Release your health concerns. The appointments. The diagnoses. The fears. The unknowns. Release them into the hands of the one who knows every detail of your life. And release your future. You do not need to know every step ahead. You do not need to understand every season before it arrives. You only need to know who walks beside you. Imagine placing every concern into God's hands. Watch Him receive them gently, without disappointment, without frustration, without hesitation. Feel your shoulders relax. Feel your breathing become slower. Feel your spirit becoming lighter. Because tonight, you do not have to carry everything anymore. Tonight, you can simply say, Lord, I trust you with what I cannot understand. Lord, I trust you with what I cannot understand. Lord, I trust you with what I cannot understand. Take a slow breath and let those words settle into your heart. God is carrying what you no longer can. God is holding what has been exhausting you. God is protecting what you cannot control. You are safe. You are loved. You are held. And even in this difficult season, you are securely resting in the hands of a faithful God. Tonight is for surrender. Tonight is for healing. Tonight is for peace. Rest now. God is still holding you. And now, as this night grows quieter, there is nothing left you need to accomplish. Nothing left you need to solve. Nothing left you need to carry. This moment is simply for resting, for breathing, for allowing your heart to settle into the safety of God's presence. Take a slow breath and let it go gently. Feel your body becoming heavier against the bed. Feel the tension leaving your shoulders. Feel your mind growing quieter. Little by little, breath by breath. You have done enough for today. You have worried enough for today. You have carried enough for today. Now it is time to rest. Tonight, let these gentle truths become a soft whisper over your soul. Tonight, I am safe. God is watching over me. I am not forgotten. I am deeply loved. I am not facing this season alone. God is holding me. God is guiding me. God is protecting me. God is preparing my future. Take another slow breath. There is no need to rush. There is nowhere else you need to be. You are exactly where you need to be. And God is exactly where He has always been. Near, faithful, present, steady. Tonight I release fear. I release the fear of aging. I release the fear of uncertainty. I release the fear of losing strength. I release the fear of what tomorrow may bring. I surrender worry. I surrender control. I surrender the questions I cannot answer. I surrender the things I cannot change. And in their place, I receive peace. I receive comfort. I receive hope. I receive rest. My heart is calm. My breathing is slow. My soul is quiet. My spirit is secure. God sees every hidden tear. God understands what nobody else sees. God has not forgotten me. God remains with me, even in difficult seasons, even in lonely seasons, even in uncertain seasons. His love remains. His promises remain. His faithfulness remains. Tonight I remember that I am cherished. I am seen. I am protected. I am held securely in God's hands. I do not walk alone. I do not sleep alone. God is near tonight. God is awake while I rest. God is carrying what I can no longer carry. And because He is carrying it, I can let go. I can breathe. I can trust. I can rest. I can sleep. Take another slow breath. Feel your eyelids becoming heavier. Feel your thoughts drifting farther away. Feel peace gently settling over you, like a warm blanket, like a loving embrace, like quiet reassurance whispering to your heart, you are safe. You are loved. You are held. God is faithful. God is near. God is still holding you through this difficult season. And tonight, your heart does not have to remain alert. Your mind does not have to keep searching for answers. Your soul can finally become still. Rest now. Peace is here. Hope is here. God is here. And you are securely held in His loving care. And now, dear heart, as this quiet night gently carries you towards sleep, allow yourself to release whatever remains heavy within you. You do not need to hold on to it any longer. You do not need to stay strong for one more hour. You do not need to keep preparing for tomorrow. Tomorrow can wait. Tonight belongs to peace. Tonight belongs to rest. Tonight belongs to the loving presence of God. Perhaps this season has been more difficult than you expected. Perhaps there have been days when you wondered why life became so complicated, days when your strength felt smaller, days when your heart felt more fragile, days when you missed people who once made life feel easier, days when fear whispered that you were facing too much. But look at how far God has already carried you. He carried you through seasons of joy. He carried you through seasons of uncertainty. He carried you through loss, through disappointment, through change, through nights when you wondered how you would make it through another day. And yet, somehow, here you are, still breathing, still hoping, still loved, still surrounded by His grace. God has carried you this far, and He will carry you tomorrow. He will carry you next month. He will carry you through the years ahead, because His faithfulness does not weaken with time. His love does not grow old. His promises do not fade. His compassion does not diminish. Even now, while the world sleeps, God remains attentive. He watches over you. He protects you. He comforts you. He stays near. He knows every concern that once troubled your mind tonight, and He holds every one of them securely in His hands. So take one final slow breath. Feel the calmness settling deeper within you. Feel the tension leaving your body. Feel the worries becoming quieter. Feel your heart becoming lighter. You are protected. You are cherished. You are seen. You are remembered. You are deeply loved. You are held. And nothing can take you out of God's care. Not uncertainty, not aging, not grief, not loneliness, not fear, not difficult seasons. Nothing. Because His hands have never let go of yours, and they never will. As your eyes become heavy, allow these gentle words to rest upon your soul. You are safe tonight. You are not abandoned. You are not forgotten. You do not walk through this season alone. God remains beside you. God remains before you. God remains behind you. God remains within you. And while you sleep, He continues watching over you, through every hour of the night, through every dream, through every moment until morning arrives. So rest now. Rest your mind. Rest your heart. Rest your weary spirit. You do not have to carry this difficult season anymore. God is carrying you, and He is carrying what has been too heavy for you. Sleep peacefully tonight. Sleep knowing that you are protected. Sleep knowing that you are cherished. Sleep knowing that you are deeply loved. Sleep knowing that even in this difficult season, God's hands have never let go of yours. Rest now. Breathe slowly. Be still. Be comforted, and let His peace remain with you until the morning light gently awakens you once again. Amen.